Let's study about a new chapter called Popular Beliefs and Religious Debates. The early medieval period in India, it has witnessed the two powerful religious movements beginning. So the early medieval period was important because two major religious movements have started during this period. So what are these movements? They are known as Bhakti movement and Sufi movement. By the end of 7th century AD, people started worshipping many gods, and each religion has different gods, each region had different gods, and each community had different gods, and some people had their favorite gods also. So there were also rituals connected with the worship. That means, suppose for example we take Hinduism, they do puja, and while performing the prayers they also do some rituals like performing. So while worshipping the god, they also use some rituals such as burning of the fire, putting of flowers over the feet of God. So all these are rituals. So these rituals, when connected with worship, they become more and more complicated. But all these rituals definitely involve some money. Buying oil for lighting lamps, buying flowers, all these involves money. So the ordinary people could not worship the god directly. Some of the customs were very cruel for the people of lower caste. Some people were treated as untouchables, right? Especially the people who used to bury the dead. All these people were treated as low castes or outcasts, and they were not allowed to enter the temple or enter into the city or village. And women also received the sanction of religion. So women were allowed to enter the temple, but the people of lower caste were not allowed. So in response to this religion and social oppression, new ways of thinking emerged. So because people were not allowed to enter the temple, perform the rituals, people started to think of new ways. And then debate started, that is discussions over this religion and also over the true nature of the religion and the meaning of this religion. And then these people taught other common people that God is only one. Irrespective of the caste, community, religion, the God is only one. And this only God can be realized through only one thing, that is devotion or bhakti. So it means that whether you are a Hindu, Christian, Muslim, Buddhist or Jain, there is only one God and you could realize this God only through devotion. Next came Alvars and Nayanmars. So who were these Alvars and Nayanmars? So in the 8th and 9th century AD in South India, there were a group of people known as Alvars and Nayanmars. They began to spread few things. What were the things? They were idea of love, devotion and service to a personal god. That means they worshipped only one specific god. Who was their personal god? And who was that god? So the Nayanmars worshipped the Shiva god and the Alvars worshipped the Vishnu god. So these people, Alvars and Nayanmars, they came to be known as Bhakti Saints, and this movement about which they were spreading about love, devotion and service, this movement which they started came to be known as Bhakti movement. Let's learn more about the spread of the Bhakti movement. The first Bhakti saint was known as Shankaracharya. He travelled throughout the India and he spread the importance of knowledge. And he told that this importance of knowledge is required because if you want to reach God, you need to have knowledge. And the other important Bhakti saints of the South India were Ramanuja and Madhavacharya. So this Ramanand, a disciple of Ramanuja, Kabir, Tulsidas, Mirabai, Vallabhacharya, Surdas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Dhyaneshwar, Tukaram. These were also some of the saints who helped in spreading the Bhakti movement. And there were many saints who belonged to different parts of India. Even though they belonged to different parts of the India, they had one thing which was common, that is what they spread was common, though they belonged to different parts of the country. And what were their beliefs, what they used to spread? Let's see. They believed in oneness of the God, that God is only one. Whether you belong to any religion, the God is only one, and you can achieve this through only bhakti, devotion, also known as total surrender. They also believed in equality of all the human beings. They believed that all human beings are equal. Nobody is upper caste or nobody is lower. And by simple living, loving each other, serving each other, these are the only ways to realize the God. These people were against the elaborate rituals which used to also involve lot of money, and then they spoke against the superstition practices, and they also advocated that all the people can pray to God in their own language. There is no specific language in which God needs to be devoted. So students, this is the image of Shankaracharya, this is the image of Madhavacharya. They were the great. Next comes Sufi saints. So same like Bhakti Saints, these Sufi Piris, also known as saints, they also believed in meditation, love and devotion, and rather they didn't believe in rituals and rigid customs. These Sufi saints, they express their devotion towards the God through the means of dance as well as the music. There were two again subclasses among the Sufi saints. They are Suharwardi sect and Chishti sect. The Sufis are divided into two sects, Suharwardi sect and Chishti sect. We all are aware of the Ajmer Dargah in India, which is situated in Rajasthan. So whenever we talk of this Dargah, we talk of Moinuddin Chishti. So he was one of the most revered of the Sufi Pirs. He belonged to Lahore originally, but later he made Ajmer his home. And one more popular Sufi saint was Nizamuddin Aulia. Amir Khusro, he was a well-known Sufi poet and he was a disciple of Nizamuddin Aulia. So in this image we see how Sufi saints used to look. Next saint was Guru Nanak. Guru Nanak saint was the founder of Sikhism. He was born in 1469 AD in a place in Pakistan known as Nanakana Sahib. He was one of the greatest Bhakti saints and he was followed by both Hindus as well as the Muslims. This person, Guru Nanak saint, he believed in only one God. And he always advised three practices. What are those three practices? Naam Japo, Kirat Karo, Vand Chako. That means Naam Japo, chant God's name. Kirat Karo, earn an honest livelihood. Be honest in all your doings. Vand Chako, share your things with the others. Share food with others. This is the image of the Guru Nanak saint. Next comes Kabir. He was also a Bhakti saint and Kabir is believed to be one person who has influenced the people and the society. So how did he influence the people? Through his sakis, dohas, bhajans. He preached to the world a life full of devotion, dispassion and love for all. So in our textbooks we usually have the Kabir dohas, right?